Hi, I'm Linda with Wines, Pines, and Canines. So anyone with a camper knows you always have a to-do list. And for me, those are the items that just kind of bug me, but they aren't a priority. But every time we go camping, I think to myself, why didn't we fix these? Well, today is the day. We are heading to the camper and we are going to tackle my top 5. Now, all of these are relatively inexpensive. They'll take about less than 10 minutes each, and very few tools are involved. So let's head on over and get started. Okay, we are here at the camper and we're going to start tackling my top 5. And Troy's going to have 2 bonus items towards the end. Now, the first thing we're going to tackle are these blinds. If you're sleeping at night and there's any bit of wind, all you hear is this noise. And if I'm in a campground, when I sleep, I always have those blinds down, which kind of blocks the airflow. So we think we have a solution for that, and it involves a pool noodle. Okay, so next up is Desi's water bowl. Now, we've had this camper over 2 years, and this has been an ongoing thing to find a permanent spot where the water is always out, but where we're not knocking it over. So we think we have found a solution, and it involves this contraption. Now, next up is going to be the lights in this camper. Now, I'm not talking about the overhead lights. I'm talking about the fact that at night, this place is lit up like a Christmas tree with lights from the TV, the radio, the microwave, the propane detector. I want to find a way to dim those lights, but not cover them completely. Then we have the Skylight. Now, I love how much light the Skylight brings in to that bathroom when we're getting ready, but what I don't like is how much it warms it up during the day. And when it's in storage, I don't like that sunlight pouring in because it does help to age the plastics in those rooms and turn them yellow. And the last item on the top 5 list was I love to cook, which means I bring a lot of spices with me. Now, previously I had bought one of these, but it only allows for 6 spices. I like to bring at least 10 different kinds. And it's big, I have to find a place to put it. And I don't want to bring a bunch of these bottles because once again, I just have to find a place to put them. So I have come up with something that takes up very little storage. It's very convenient and completely out of the way.
It's not just Linda's to-do list that we're tackling today. If you watched a previous video, you know that we took the valance on the front of the couch and put it on hinges. Well, I've got a way to open it up easily, and we're going to show you. And we're going to do a quick modification to the outside shower.
First on the list was solving the noisy blinds. And really, this is the quickest and the easiest of all of them. It is just little furniture felt pads. We went ahead, put them on the back of the blind, and now if it gets really windy, we don't hear that clunking sound. It's more like a very dull thud. So on to the second one with the windows, and that is to improve the airflow. And for that, we were using a pool noodle. Now, this is one that I did find on Facebook, so I want to give a special shout out to Tom because it was his post that I read that gave me this idea. Now, he was doing this to help with the sound on the blinds, but I think it might also work to help improve airflow. What we did was went ahead and cut about 4 to 6 inches off the ends, cut a little slit into the pool noodle, and then we go ahead and slide it on the bottom of the blind, and that holds it out a little bit from the window. And hopefully we're going to put a fan in front of the window at that point, so it'll pull some of that cool night air in a little bit easier. Now, one thing I do want to say, with these frameless windows, they don't go out very far. If you haven't seen in our one of our previous videos, and I'll link it up here, we actually removed some of the little rubber piece that's in the window to be able to extend those windows out further and give you a bit more airflow from them. So next on our list was the dog bowl. Oh, yes, Desi does want me to tell you that this has been one of his top priorities for 2 years, but we're finally just now getting around to it. But we think we have a solution. So as I mentioned, this little contraption, which is actually for hanging flower pots in, and it folds up, which we think is going to be really helpful. And his little bowl just sits right in it. So once we figured this would work, we had to figure out a place to put it. Didn't want to put it anywhere near the slide because we were afraid one day we would forget to do this motion. So we think we have found a spot, and that is over by the stairs up against the sink cabinet. And the reason is there's actually some wood in there that we can screw straight into, so we think it'll be pretty solid. So we went ahead, just attached it there. And then we got a stick-on magnet that we think just will hold it a little bit tighter. It's set back, so we don't think we're going to hit it going in and out, and it's far enough away from the stairs that if it does fall down during travel, it's not going to interfere with those. So we think this is a great solution, and we think Desi is going to be very happy in the future. So on to the lights. I bought these off of Amazon. They are called Light Dim, and they're just a black plastic film, and you place it over the light. Now, I can still see the lights at night, but they're not bright and kind of glaring. So they're just kind of a dull light. And I was okay with that because I still want to see if things are on or off, like the microwave or the propane detector. So, but it doesn't light it up in here anymore. I just wanted something simple that allowed me to still see the light, but really block the majority of the light at night. And these worked really well. Okay, now the Skylight. For this, I bought another item off of Amazon. It is 1/4-inch nylon cable clamps. And one of the things we like to do is never to do any kind of modifications to the camper that either aren't really well done to where they look like part of the camper, or something that we just can't undo if we ever go to sell the camper. So what I like about these is they go under the screws that are already in the Skylight. So we went ahead, put them around all the screws. Now what we did was get a piece of Reflectix. Then we go ahead, slide that Reflectix in there. Now it's real easy to put up. It's real easy to take down. It does stay up normally with travel. If over some bumpy roads, it might come down, but where we really wanted it is when we're stationary, whether we're in storage or we're somewhere and it's really warm out. We just want to be able to block that sunlight. Okay, this is the last item that I am most excited about, honestly, and that is my spices. So a couple of years ago, I found these at World Market, and they're just like samples of different kind of spices. So this gave me the idea. Went on Amazon and actually found little clear plastic ones, and found some little stick-on circular magnets. So now I can fill these with all of my spices that I want to bring, and they're magnetic. I can stick them up here on this range hood. They're out of the way, they're easy to see, and I can easily take them home when I'm done. Really love these. And here's the thing, when you order these off of Amazon, you get a bag of like 40 or 50 of these. So there's other things that I can use these for. Some people put like earrings in them, like small little stud earrings. Other people, they can use them for pills. If you have to take certain lotions or medications, you don't want to bring a big bottle, you can go ahead and put them in this. And also, there's always little things laying around the camper. Maybe if a few screws come out, you're not sure where they go to, you can always pop them into one of these so you know where they are. So now we're on to that bonus item. Now, this we actually solved about 6 months ago. So gonna flash back to Troy. going ahead and fixing this.
All right, now the solution I found was on Amazon. It's a small black finger pull. The reason I chose this option is because it's going to fit in from behind, screw in from behind, and I don't have any damage to the face of the fabric. It looks really nice. All right, now we chose this handle because of it's thin and because of the way it attaches from the back. The other aspect I like is that it clears all the fabric on the sidewall of the cabinet. And we don't want it low because we thought our feet might hit it. So this was our best option.
And now Troy's going to fix the one thing that he's always wanted to fix on the outside.
The outside shower is one of those things about this camper that I've always wanted to kind of work on. It doesn't shut off very well, which isn't good for boondocking, and it also has a very weak flow. So we searched all throughout the internet, social media, and of course our favorite YouTube. After that, we went to our local hardware store, and after some trial and error, we narrowed it down to 3 individual parts. That solve our problem very efficiently because it does 3 things very well. It has a stream, it has a spray, and it has a shutoff at the very end, which we like a lot. This solution incorporates 3 of my favorite things. Number 1, inexpensive. Number 2, no tools required. Number 3, fast.
Well, that's it. We are pretty excited because next time that we go camping, we're going to have all of these items solved. Now, coming up, I did want to talk to you guys about a new thing that we're going to be doing called Wind Up Wednesdays. And because we are wines, pines, and canines, there probably will be a bottle of wine involved. And what we're going to do is about once a month on a Wednesday, we're going to kind of wind up the last 4 videos. What we're finding is you guys have such great comments and tips and suggestions, and I feel that most of those just get lost to the average viewer. So we want to spotlight some of those that we find are really helpful for the majority of people. We want to go ahead and give those out, give a shout out to the person that came up with it. And if there's anything in the last 4 videos that we forgot to mention or wish we'd mentioned or maybe has changed along the way, we want to go ahead and talk about that as well. So they're hopefully going to be fairly short videos. We're thinking, less than 5 minutes. Maybe it'll run over, but we're going to try to do it once a month, and we're hoping to have that up sometime in the next 4 weeks. So in the meantime, if you'd like to see more of these videos, please like and subscribe. And remember, Desi always wants you to hit that notification bell.